Good morning and welcome to our Food for Thought segments. This is the sports betting top picks and plays for the college basketball edition. My name is Abby. Thank you for joining me. I'm here to discuss a slate of games for college basketball. First, we're going to start off with New Jersey Tech at Maine. This one is a 6 o'clock start, and the line is open up at -12 Maine, total 128.5. We're now seeing 129.5, and it's gone up to 13. So we're going to take a look at this right now. Just in case you guys are wondering where we're getting this information from, oddslogic.com. This gives you the updated latest information on injury reports, the over-unders, and the line moves, point spreads. So it's odd if you're wondering where we're getting the information from. So we're going to look into this game further. That's a 6 o'clock game we're going to look into now. So this is the second meeting. The first meeting was about 2 weeks ago, January 16th, last month. This is in New Jersey. That was the first meeting. And Maine was actually favored 9.5. And the total was 132. Maine actually won the game, 57-44, and it was under 132. So Maine, they've won the last 3 games in this series. They've covered and won the last 3 games. So overall, head-to-head, New Jersey Tech against other opposition, 3-7 last 10 games, 5-4 against the spread, 5-4 to the over. So they're 2-3 the last 5 games and are 2-3 to the under. That's New Jersey Tech. Maine 6-4 last 10, 6-4 against the spread, 4-6 to the under. Maine, they had a 6-game winning streak snapped on the road. They lost to Vermont on the road. Before then, they had won 6 straight. They're 4-1 overall last 5 games. And they are 1-4 the last 5 games to the under. So I do have a play on this game here. The only play I have in this game, and everything correlates, there's a major correlation to this. So first off, both teams are playing to the under right now. Maine is 1-4 to the under. New Jersey Tech is 2-3 to the under. The last meeting 2 weeks ago, last month, was to the under. The series between head-to-head between these two teams has gone under in 4 straight games. So everything to me correlates to the under. So I like the under this game. Under 129. That's where it's at right now, 129. I like the under 129. We're even seeing some 129s and a halves. I would take the under. So that's the best way to play this game. Regarding the side, I have no play on the side. I just like the under 129 and a half. That's the way I'm going to go about that one. Next game we're going to look at, Townsend at Stony Brook. This one here is 8.5. Townsend opened up. Total is 129.5. Right now we're looking at 7.5 across the board. At 7.5 right now, it's across the board. And we're looking at 130.5. Some 131s, but mainly 130 we're looking at right now. So that's the consensus for this. So we'll look into this further. We'll check this game out. Stony Brook Townsend. So we'll look into this one. So they did play about 2 weeks ago. That was last month. This one was in Townsend. The game was in Townsend. Stony Brook was a 13.5-point favorite. The total at that time was 131. And Stony Brook covered. Let me see. Yes, the Stony Brook covered, but Townsend won 53-49. It was under 131.5. So Townsend overall last 10 games, 1-9. Last 9 games, or last 10 games, excuse me, and they're 1-4 last 5 games. Meanwhile, and then the total 3-2 to the over. That's Stony Brook. This is Stony Brook. That's Stony Brook. Now Townsend, they are 9-1 last 10 games. They've won 8 straight games and are 6-3-1 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. So they are 2-3 to the under. And they're 5-0 in the last 5 games. So, yeah, 5-0 in the last 5 games. That's Townsend. So now Townsend's on the road. They only covered once on the road at Delaware. They haven't covered it on the road. That's the only cover that they have, but they haven't covered in this range. This is the one at Delaware was a small price range. That was basically 2, 1.5, 2. This is 7.5. I know the first meeting they beat Stony Brook. Townsend beat Stony Brook, and Stony Brook covered. So basically, Stony Brook right now, they're a home dog. Just as an underdog altogether, they've covered 2 straight as an underdog, but this is on the road. Yeah, this is on the road. But they were in losses. They covered at Charleston, and they covered at Wilmington. There was plus 16 and plus 17 on the road. Now, in this case here, let's see. I'm going to go with Stony Brook here to cover the point, 7.5. I'm going to go with Stony Brook to cover. I like him here in this spot. They covered the last time 2 weeks ago in Townsend as a 13.5-point dog. Now they're 7.5. I'm gonna go with Stony Brook here to cover. They've covered 2 straight games on the road. So I like him in this spot here as a dog. I like him here. It shows me that they're playing hard, and they're trying to get some wins together. Now regarding the total in this game, I'm gonna go with the under here as well. I like the under. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the under. The first meeting was 131. This one has gone to 130. So it's dropped. It's dropped in this game. So yeah, I'm gonna take the under 130. And plus the market, it's showing the number is going down. It's showing that it's going down from 130, 131 to 130. So I like the under. That's another reason why I like the under in this game. The market's reflecting that too. So I like plus 7.5 Stony Brook and the under 130 in this game. All right, so the next game we're going to look at, Temple at South Florida. This is -1 South Florida, total 149.5. Right now we're seeing, let's see, yeah, we're seeing still -1. We're seeing 1.5. It's come up to 1.5. And the total is 150.5. That's where that's right now, 150.5. That's Temple, South Florida. So we'll look into this game further. This is a 7 o'clock start. Temple, South Florida. So this is the first meeting of the season between these two teams. Temple overall against other opposition, 7-3 last 10 games, 7-3 against the spread, and 10-0 to the over. They've gone over 10 straight games. That's incredible. 10 straight overs, amazing. South Florida, 5-5 last 10, 3-6 against the spread, 4-5 to the under. South Florida, 2-3 last 5 games, and are 1-4 to the under. Temple, forgot to mention, 3-2 last 5 games. We're looking at the total here at 150. Let's see. Looking into this game some more. South Florida 1.5 point favorites. This one is in South Florida. Yeah, the only way I can look here in this game, I have to get the over 150.5. I like the over in this one. That's the only way I can play this game. Over 150.5. That's the way to play it. It seems like all Temple games going forward are overs, automatic overs. So I like the over here, over 150.5. I know South Florida is playing to the under, but Temple's style, the way they play, is going to influence a lot of the opponent's style of play, and I believe it's going to influence South Florida's style of play, which South Florida is going to have to play up tempo. With all the unders that they've gone through, they went over in the last game on the road, but since they're playing a lot of unders, it shows that they're a bit slow-tempoed. So Temple, like I said, with the up-tempo offense, South Florida is going to have to match that. And I feel that, they're going to have to play Temple style, and it's going to go over 150.5. So that's my play on that game. I don't have a play on the side. I like the over 150.5. Next game here. Rider at Sacred Hearts. This is -5, total 147.5. We're looking at right now 5.5. Right now it's at 5.5. 5.5, and it's 147.5. Yeah, so it hasn't really moved. It's still at 147.5, 5.5. Yeah, it hasn't really moved much. So that's where it's at now. So look into this game further. This is a 7 o'clock start. Rider at Sacred Heart. So this one here, first time they're playing each other. So this is fairly new. This is unfamiliar territory between these two teams. First ever meeting. Rider overall last 10 games, 4-6 last 10. They're 2-3 in the last 5 games. Sacred, and the over under, they're 3-2 last 5 to the over. Sacred Heart 5-5 last 10, 5-4 against the spread, 5-4 to the over. Sacred Hearts won 3 straight games, 3-2, and are 3-2 to the over. So both teams are playing to the over. Both teams 3-2 to the over. Sacred Heart favorite 4.5. They've won 3 straight. They're at home. Sacred Heart, they haven't covered a home game. Let's see. Oh, they had covered Canisius. That was it. That was early last month. And they're 4.5 against Ryder. Yeah. Ryder's covered 3 straight games. They covered on the road at Quinnipiac, and they covered St. Pete's and Meredith. They've covered 3 straight on the road. At Niagara, at Marist, at Quinnipiac. 3 straight on the road they've covered. Overall, they've covered 4. Let's see, they've covered 6 of the last 7 games overall as a dog. 3 straight on the road as a underdog. Yeah, I like Ryder here. I like Ryder. They like I said, they've covered 3 straight as a road dog. As a road underdog, they've covered 3 in a row. And overall, they've covered, as an underdog, 6 of their last 7 games. I like Ryder here. Sacred Heart, they haven't proven that they can win a game at home as a favorite. They covered at Canisius. But since then, they haven't covered as a favorite at home in 2 tries. Failed to cover against St. Peter's and failed to cover against Manhattan. St. Peter's -3, they lost. They failed to cover against Manhattan. They were favored 4.5. And they won, but it didn't cover the spread. Now, as for the side, this is at 147. I mean, for the total, the total. No play on the total. That's going to be a pass. Yeah, nothing on the total here. I'm going to pass on that. But I do like Ryder plus 4.5. I believe they covered this game. Next game we're going to look at one of the top games of the evening. Ohio State's at home against Maryland. They're 2.5-point favorites at home. Total 146. So we're looking at 148.5, and it's come down to 1.5. Now we're at 1.5 here. 1.5. And it is 148.5 right now. Let's see. So look into this game further, one moment. That's Ohio State and Maryland. So we'll see here. So let's see. All right, so Ohio State and Maryland. We'll look into the history. I believe they played already. So this is probably the second and final meeting, unless they meet in the March Madness tournament. Okay, so the first meeting was last year, December 4th in Maryland, between Ohio State and Maryland. So Maryland was a 5.5-point favorite. Total at that time was 146. Maryland won 83-59, and the total was 146.5, and it went under the total. So this game now, Ohio State favorites 1.5, come down to 1.5. So Maryland, since then, last 5 games, 7-3, their last 10 games, 4-6 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. So Maryland, they have won 4 straight games. 2 of the wins have been on the road at Indiana, at Illinois, and 2 of the wins have been at home. Overall, 4-1 their last 5 games, and Maryland is last 5 3-2 to the over. For Ohio State, 5-5 last 10, 5-5 against the spread, 5-5 over under. Ohio State had their 3-game winning streak snapped at Illinois. They lost. Before then, they had won 3 straight games. So they are 2-3 last 5 games, and they too are 3-2 to the over. So Ohio State is favored. They did cover at home against Iowa last week. It was a 7-point favorite. Maryland. I'm going to go with Maryland here. Maryland to cover the points. It's now 1.5. Yeah, I'm taking Maryland. I like Maryland here. I like Maryland plus the 1.5. Maryland is a very good. They're very good. They're very good on the road. Very good road dog. They've been a road dog only twice so far this season. They were 6-point dogs at Illinois. They covered and won 91-70, and actually went over the total. And then they were a road dog at Oregon, plus 4.5. They lost, but they stayed within 4 points, but they lost. And as a road dog, they covered, and those games went over the total. That's the thing I noticed here. One game was non-conference, the other game was conference. Those games went over the total. So I know the first game went under. I understand that. But right now, both teams are playing to the over. So for that, that's the second reason why I like Maryland, and I like the over. I find, like I said, Maryland, they're playing they played their twice an underdog in 2 occasions. I mentioned the 2 teams that they were underdogs to. They covered, and it went over the total. So I think the same thing's going to happen here. They cover Maryland at plus 1.5, and it goes over the 147. Yeah, I like the over here, over 147. And I like Maryland to cover. Maryland plus the points. I like that. I know a lot of people are automatically going to take Ohio State. They're at home, revenge spot. I look at it the other way. I'm going to take Maryland here. I like Maryland here to cover. Plus 1.5. If you can get it at plus 2, even better. Plus 2. Yeah. So try. I would take that. That's what I'm gonna play. Plus 2, even better. 1.5. I like either way. I like Maryland here. I'm gonna be on them tonight. And the public is liking Maryland too. So that's a good sign. The public's on Maryland as well. So that's what we're seeing. I like Maryland. I'm gonna be on that. Next game we're gonna look at Hofstra at Northeastern. Hofstra 3.5-point favorites, total 131. Total right now has come all the way down to, let's see here. It's 132. So it's gone to 132, and it's gone to 4. We're seeing some 4s here. The 4s are starting to pop up. So look at this one here. Yeah, so it's gone to 4. Like I said, we're seeing 132. That's what I saw. Yeah, another 132. That's Hofstra at Northeastern. We'll look into this one here. This is a 7 o'clock start as well. Hofstra Northeastern. All right, so look at the matchups here. So they did play last month. So they played about a month ago, January 4th at Northeastern. Hofstra, Northeastern was a 2-point favorite. Hofstra covered and won 55-37. The total was 131. It went under the total. Northeastern, since then, overall, last 10 games, 4-6 last 10, 3-7 to the against the spread, and 6-4 to the over. So Northeastern on a 3-game road trip, they're 1-1 on the road trip. And overall, last 5 games are 2-3. Last 5, and are 3-2 to the over. That's Northeastern. And now Hofstra, 4-6 last 10, 4-5, and 1 against the spread, and 4-6 to the under. And are 3-2 last 5 games to the over. Now Hofstra is at home. Hofstra 3.5. So this is the first game back from a road trip, a 2-game road trip. It covered Delaware, but it seems like everybody's beating up Delaware. Delaware, they're not really all that, but everybody's beating up on Delaware. But they did cover UC Wilmington as well earlier in the month. Let's see here. Let's see Northeastern. They're at Doc here. And there are 3, there's 3.5. I'm going to pass on this game. This game's a pass. I have no play on this game. Total, from the totals and from the sides, there's no play on this game. This game's going to be a pass. No opinion on this one. Passing on that. Next game we're going to look at, let's see here. We'll look at Gonzaga versus Loyola Marymount. Gonzaga -19, total 153.5. This is a 9 o'clock start. Right now, Gonzaga is -23, total 150. You're seeing 153.5, 154. Let's take a look here at this one. Let's look deeper into this matchup. So look at Gonzaga here. This is a 9 o'clock start, by the way. Gonzaga game's at 9 o'clock. So look into this further. So they did play already. They played last month, January 4th, in Loyola Marymount. So Gonzaga was on the road. The total at that time was 153. That was the total. And Gonzaga was favored by -15. They covered 96-68 as a 15-point favorite. They covered. So they do play again, second and final meeting. Loyola Marymount 6-4 last 10, 4-6 against the spread, 5-5 over under. Loyola has won 5 straight games. 5 straight games they've won. 2 of the wins have been on the road. Well, they've won 5 straight. And they are 2-3 to the under. So they're doing it with defense. They're winning with defense. Yeah, they're doing it with defense. And Gonzaga, 7-3 last 10, 3-7 against the spread, 7-3 to the over. Gonzaga 2-3 last 5 games, and are 4-1 to the over. They had a devastating loss to St. Mary's on the road. So now they're back home, and they got to play Loyola Marymount. So this series, Gonzaga, you've covered these guys 4 straight times. They've covered them on 4 straight occasions. So I believe they covered the spread again. It's gone to 23. I believe Gonzaga covers it. Better yet, what I would do in this game, I would do the first half. I'd take Gonzaga in the first half again. I think they get focused. They're good off a loss. Off a loss, they're very good. They're very good against the spread off a loss. So I would take Gonzaga in the first half. I'm going to look at the first half number. But I think that's the play for this game. First half Gonzaga, and I'd bet the over. I like the over this game as well. I think it goes over again. Let's look and see here. Yeah, this matchup here, they have gone over in the matchup. The last 2 times they've gone over in this range, in this over-under range, they've gone over. So I like Gonzaga in the first half, and I like the over for the full game. I think this is a bounce back spot for Gonzaga here, a legitimate bounce back spot. There's no look at spots for Gonzaga, nothing. I think that's the way you got to go. I'm going to see what the first half number is for this game, so just give me a moment. I'll check the first half. But yeah, that's the way I would look at it. I would take it. I would bet I'd take the first half and the over. Actually, it's 13.5. The first half's 13. Yeah, I would do the first half. First half 13.5. I would take it. Minus 13.5 Gonzaga first half. I like that, and I'd take the over. Over in the full for the full game. Over 153.5. I'd take the over. Yeah, that's the way I look at that. Next game here, St. Mary's at San Francisco. This one is St. Mary's minus 6, total 131. Right now we're looking at 5.5 mainly, and we're looking at a total of 132.5. Yeah, 132.5. That's what I'm seeing here. Yes, that's what I'm seeing here. Let me check something here. One moment. I'm just checking something. Okay, so we're going to look into this game. It's a 9 o'clock start as well. That's another big one. 9 o'clock start. St. Mary's, San Francisco. St. Mary's, San Francisco. All right, so we'll look at this matchup here. So they played about 2 weeks ago, last month, January 23rd in St. Mary's. St. Mary's was a 10.5 point favorite, and the total was 134. St. Mary's won 71-51, and it was under the total. This game here, St. Mary's last 10 games, they are 10-0. They've won 10 straight games, which is incredible. They've won 10 straight. Yeah, they've done amazing here. They've done an amazing job here. Yeah, St. Mary's has been incredible. They're on the road now. They played well. They've won on the road. They're very battle tested, in my opinion. They've won on the road. Very, very good. Very impressive. 1-4 to the under, and they're doing it with defense. St. Mary's doing it with defense. So San Francisco 7-3 last 10, 3-7 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. So 4-1 last 5 games for San Francisco. They're also playing well. Yeah, the only way, and then the over under is 2-3 to the under. Yeah, for this game here, I believe it's going to be a repeat of the first game in terms of the total. I like the under. Under 130. Let's get the update here. We saw 130. Yeah, 130. It's going up to 132. Then I'm seeing some 131s. If you get 132, take it at 132. Try and get a 132.5. Shop around for 132.5, and I take the under. I like the under in this game a lot. In terms of the side, let me look at this again and see. But I like the under in this game a lot. Definitely like the under here. Yeah, I like the under. Let me see if I see anything else here. Yeah, I got to take the under. Yeah, just the under for now. I like the under in this game. Nothing on the side. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the side alone. Under 131's St. Mary's, San Francisco. I like that angle the best. Next game, we're gonna look at Oregon State at Washington State. This is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time game. So Oregon State at home, they open up at -7, total 147, and right now we're looking at 6.5. It's come down to 6.5, total 145.5. That's where we're at right now. Yeah, so 6.5. We're looking at that right now. So look into this game further. This is an 11 o'clock start. Oh, that's one of our late games. First meeting of the season, Washington State 7-3 last 10. I'm sorry, 4-6 Washington State last 10. That's against other opposition. 5-5 against the spread. 4-6 to the under. So Washington State, they've lost 4 straight games. They're 1-4 last 5 games, and are 2-3 to the under. That's their last 5 games. And Oregon State 6-4 last 10, 6-4 against the spread, 9-1 to the over. Oregon State 3-2 last 5 games, and are 5-0 to the over. 5 straight overs for Oregon State. Oregon State, let's see. They've been covering pretty good at home. They've covered 2 straight games at home. Pepperdime's, Santa Clara. As a favorite, they've covered pretty well. Yeah, Washington State, they haven't really been covering on the road. I mean, yeah, they haven't covered on the road at all. After that Gonzaga game, they haven't really been covering since. Oregon State 6.5. Let me see. Yeah, I gotta take Oregon State here to cover. I think Oregon State covers the spread. They've proven that they can cover these spreads at home. They've actually proven that. So I gotta take Oregon State here. I think they cover this game. I like him in the spot. It's 6.5. Yeah, I gotta take Oregon State. That's the way I have to go here. 6.5. Yeah, I like Oregon State. Minus 6.5, and the public's on Oregon State as well, so I like that. 6.5 Oregon State for me. Nothing on the total. Let me see. Yeah, I have nothing on the total. I just like Oregon State here, minus 6.5. I think they cover this. Yeah, I like him here. Let's see if we see any other games to play. We have some other games here. Okay, we're looking at another game here that we may have overlooked. Niagara at Merrimack. This is a 7 o'clock start. Merrimack 7.5. Total is 127. And right now it's at 128. And we're seeing some 128s, and it is at you're seeing 8.5. So it's gone up quite a bit. 8.5 here. Yeah, it's gone up, and the total is 127. So we're gonna look into this game further. We'll check this out. That's 7 o'clock. Merrimack. Let's see. Niagara, Merrimack. Okay, so they had their first meeting late last year, December 8th in Niagara. It was in Niagara. Merrimack was a 2-point favorite on the road, and the total is 126. It went Merrimack won 80 to 62, and it was over 126.5. So this game now is 7.5. Niagara 3-7 last 10 games, 3-7 against the spread, 5-5 to the over. So Niagara, they ended a 5-game losing streak. They won on the road at Canisius, 64-63. They won that game as an underdog, as a favorite. They won, and it was under the total 136. So right now, 1-4 last 5, and 3-2 to the over. Merrimack 7-3 last 10, 4-5-1 against the spread, 3-7 to the under. Merrimack's 4-1 the last 5 games, and they are 1-4 to the under. Yeah, so let's see, 1-4 to the under. And Merrimack now is at home. They're a 7.5 point favorite. Now it's gone to 8.5. They're at home. This is Merrimack here. The only game that they covered that I've seen at home has been Siena. They covered Siena at home. That was it. And Fairfield. Let's see. Yeah. Let me look at this. This is something. This is one heck of a game. I'm gonna have to look at. I know the first game went over. Let's see. I'm gonna have to look at the under in this game. It's under 127. It's heading in that direction. I think it's going in the right direction, in my opinion. So I'm gonna look at the under 127.5 for this game. Like I said, I know the last game it went over at Niagara. Yeah, it went over by a lot. I'm gonna stick to the under in this one. It's just a lean. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get there, but I'll say under for this one. Yeah, that's the way I'm looking at that. No other play on that game. Okay, there's another game here. William and Mary at Drexel. Drexel 2.5 point favorites, total 148. Right now, the line has gone to 3. Okay, so 3. We're seeing some 3s pop up here. And it's 147.5. It's come down in most places. So there's really 3 and 147.5. Okay, so we'll look into this game further. So that's William Mary Drexel, 7 o'clock. Let's see. Okay. So 6-4 the last 10 games, head-to-head in this series. 2-8 against the spread, 5-5 over under. So this is the first game that they're playing this year. William Mary last 10 against other opposition. 8-2 last 10, 5-5 against the spread, 3-7 to the under. So there are 3-2 last 5 games, and are 2-3 to the under. So William Mary here. Let's see. They are an underdog on the road. Drexel. 2-3 to the under. Sorry, 2-3 last 5 games. And actually, so we'll go with Drexel here. So it's 4-6 last 10 for Drexel, 5-5 against the spread, 2-8 to the under. Last 5, 2-3 last 5, and 2-3 to the under. So both teams right now are playing to the under. That's the current form of both teams. Drexel 2.5 point favorites. So Drexel has been covering at home. They covered Delaware. They covered Hofstra. They've been covering at home. The last 2 games they've covered at home as a favorite. And they both have gone under. That's Drexel. So Drexel shows me that they're playing some defense. 1-4 to the under. Yeah, they're playing some defense, what I'm seeing. And their wins are playing defense. William Mary 2-3 to the under. Both teams. So both teams are playing to the under. Yeah, both teams here. Yeah, they're playing to the under. What I'm seeing. So my take on this game. I like Drexel on the money line. I like him here on the money line. And I like the under. I like under. Let's get the proper number here. Yeah, I like the under here. Under. Let's see, Drexel. Under 147.5. That's what it is right now. 147.5. If you can get a 148, better. Get a 148.5 under. Either way, 147, 148, shop around, but I like the under in this game. I'm going to play the under. That's my play for this game. I like that play a lot. And I like Drexel on the money line. That's another play I like too. Money line and the under. This is a 7 o'clock start. Let's see. Let's see here. This one, I've got to verify something. Then we're going to do one more game. We got one more game to do after that. But I just want to verify something with this game. William and Mary and Drexel. Okay, here we are. Yeah, Drexel money line and the under. So it's at 147. That's where it's at now. So yeah, take the under. If you get a 148, like I said, take the under. So that's my play on that game. And then one more game we're going to do is South Florida at home versus Temple. South Florida 1-point favorites. That's how it opened. Total 149. Right now we're seeing 1.5. And it's gone to 1. Actually, let's see here. It's 1.5. This is all over the place. Let me see here. This line's all over the place. Yeah, it's all over the place. This is now. I think we did. I think we did this game already. Did we do this game? No, we didn't do this one. Sorry, I didn't do this game. I thought we did this game already. So it's -1, total 149.5. Right now it's 150.5. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. And we have Temple favored 1.5. Yeah, Temple's favored in this game 1.5. Very strange, but this is what we have. Other books have Temple as an underdog in South Florida, -1. But the consensus looks like it's oh man, looks like it's a pick'em. The consensus is a pick'em. Yeah, it's a pick'em in this game. But still 150.5. Yeah, this is all over the place. We'll look into this one further. Yeah, we'll definitely look into this. That's a 7 o'clock start. Temple at South Florida. And this is the last game we're looking at for the college basketball front. I think we did. Did we do this? We'll do it. We'll do it again. It's okay. I think we did this game already. Yeah, we've already done this game. We've done this game. Sorry, I've done this game already. I know. Yeah, we did this one earlier. Temple, South Florida. This is done already. Sorry about that. Yeah, we did this game already. We broke this one down earlier. Yeah, we broke this game down already. Let me see if I see any other games to break down. Just double checking some of these games to make sure we've done all the games for the day. All the main ones, actually. Yeah, that's it. We've done all the games. All the games are finished. Everything's done. We've covered all the main games for Thursday nights. Again, thank you very much for joining me. My name is Abby. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the college basketball. Whether you fade or follow, it's up to you. I just look at the games, pick what I like, and I go from there. That's how I go about it. Either way, I hope you cash your tickets, whether you fade or follow. Good luck. Stay true to yourself, stay blessed, stay humble, believe in yourself. Peace. See you tomorrow.